Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the open book. This is your host, Lakeisha, and I hope everyone is having a fabulous Friday. It's almost the weekend, okay? I know I'm looking forward to it, but it's not like I haven't been off all week, okay? I've been able to work from home a couple of the days, but I know a lot of people look forward to the weekend. And so hopefully everyone's having a great day. Let's see who we have here so far. Hey, Miss Josephine, good morning. Thank you for being first in the building. I appreciate your support. Hi, Belinda. Good morning. She said, oh, it's going to be a good dang day. I caught OB live today. Yes. Okay. This is live number one. Okay. Thank you, Belinda. Hi, Rebecca. Good morning, sis. Thank you for joining. Hey, Kay Brown. Good morning. Welcome. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. Let everyone know that we are live. Y'all, it was such a long night. Oh, my goodness. Hi, Queen. Good morning. Welcome. You know what, Queen? I'm going to talk about that because that's actually a praise report on today. Okay. Hi, Pepper's Place. Good morning. Yes, Friday is here. Oh, my goodness. So, y'all, yesterday, giving all praises to God, y'all's prayers, encouragement. My husband was moved, okay, from the ICU to a level below that, okay. But Linda, I don't know. I know she went live yesterday. I don't know if she did one today. I haven't looked on there today. Thank you, Humble Me, for the super chat. She said, love you, sis, at work, but I'm in here. Just don't tell my boss. Okay. Believe me, I won't tell. Okay. And if they find out, just say you're learning. Okay. It's still a part of training. You're learning. This is our month. Okay. And they can hop on too to get a little education today. Hi Janelle, good morning, welcome. Yes, I know, Belinda. Hi Snooky, good morning, welcome. And so, y'all, he was moved from the ICU down. Okay, so what concerned me though, the day before, y'all, when I went to visit my husband, he just didn't seem like himself. Like he wasn't in any pain, anything like that. I was like, he not talking a lot and stuff like that. So then the nurse was like, well, what we're gonna do is make sure he stays up during the day and gets like 6 to 8 hours of sleep at night because he's probably not sleeping. And if you've been there some time and you're not getting a full sleep, you start getting frustrated and can't remember stuff. She said she asked him what was the month. He gave her the name of the hospital. I said, oh Lord, is my husband losing his memory? You know how your mind start going everywhere. So I started thinking, is he losing his memory? What's going on? So, because I was even wondering, I was like, well, did he know who I was? Look, I'm sitting in the room, and I'm like, all the time, did he know who I was? And so yesterday, for the first time in a few days, my husband answered the phone when I called. Okay. Because the other days he was just kind of out of it and sleeping. Hey, get your popcorn ready. Good morning. Welcome. And he sounded, better and stuff like that. So then he actually called me and I talked to him. So we went up to the hospital. I was able to see him. So I had the kids, they can't come into those rooms. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't stay long. The lady at the front desk had to watch the kids. I thought once he wasn't in ICU, I'll be able to take the kids, but he's not on a regular room quite yet. Hey, Terry, good morning. Thank you so much. This live is for educational and entertainment purposes only and is covered under the Fair Use Act. Information shared is alleged in our opinions as we react to various topics and people. Thank you, Terry. Congrats on your new position. Y'all, Terry goes around to some of the content creators and he keeps us on it. If we forget to say our disclaimer, he makes sure that we stay on top of it. Okay, so I appreciate that, Terry. Yes, exactly, Belinda. It has been a challenge. It has been a challenge. And so Then not only did we get a chance to talk to him, we did a video call for the kids so that they could see him when we were leaving the hospital. They were so excited. Y'all, I was so happy. I said, oh, Lord, my husband is okay. Because I was like, does he know who I am? Will he know who the kids are? So he just needed some rest. Okay. So he was up listening to his music and stuff when I went in there. And I told him, I was like, you can't be turning that little speaker up because, baby, sometimes he'll be at the hospital, got the speaker going, music playing like it's a club. I'm like, sir, okay. But he listens to a lot of jazz music and things like that. And so today I called him a few minutes ago. He's doing great. So I'm so grateful to God. That was definitely a testimony, a praise report. I felt every prayer. I've told him about every blessing. And he said, thank you all so much. He was so excited. And then last night, in the turn of events, my son, because I had to take him to the doctor yesterday, he ended up with a sky high fever. Now, he didn't have any flu or anything like that. They said he had an ear infection. But y'all, his fever was so high. He felt so hot. I had to get, I gave him the medicine, but I had to get some cold towels to really kind of help cool him down. Once he got by the fan, because I know he probably was hot. So I told him, don't put the fan right on you. But it did kind of help bring, oh, let me put that in the chat, Belinda. It did help bring that fever down. So I'm just watching that fever today. And now he's on his antibiotic today. So he should start feeling better. But y'all, it was like just one thing after another. But I said, the devil is a liar. Okay. My washroom, the washer flooded part of the washroom. I had to get that up last night. It was a lot. Okay. But I'm still rejoicing. I'm still grateful to God. Because he does not get the victory. Okay. He does not get the victory. God gets the victory. And I'm just happy and I'm excited. We're going to celebrate later on this evening. We reached over our 4K subscribers. So we're going to celebrate that. And I look at that as a win for all of the Open Book family. Oh, yes, I understand. Yes. Yes. Thank you so much, Belinda. You are such a blessing. And so if you would like to buy coffee, the coffee link is in the chat. And so yeah, y'all. So we're gonna keep this thing rocking and rolling. Not giving up. I'm gonna keep focused, tunnel vision on the things that God has laid in my heart, and He'll take care of the rest. That's what we're gonna do. And I want to turn this also into an encouraging word because I do those on Thursdays. But it was so much going on yesterday, I didn't get a chance. Good morning, Aries Black. Hey, sis, how are you? And humbled. I think, yeah, I spoke to you. Okay, I was trying to make sure I speak to everybody, but you had came in with the super chat. Okay, I was like, hey, girl. But thank you, sis. I appreciate that. But yes, one of the things yesterday, before we get into our Black History moment, all this kind of goes together, is this too shall pass. Okay. Any difficult situation, any obstacle you may be facing, this too shall pass. Just like seasons, it doesn't always remain winter. Okay. Summer will eventually come. And so we just have to know that it's not going to always be like that. Whatever your that is, it won't always be like that. It will always move. Life is forever moving, okay? And things will change. Continue to be encouraged. Keep the faith. Keep your peace. Hey, Carmen, good morning. Welcome. Carmen, I didn't even see you in here. Let's see. Let me go back up. Girl, I don't see your name. Carmen, you have not even typed into the chat. I was like, well, did I miss Carmen? Hi, Carmen. Good morning. Welcome. Things won't always be like this. And so, in the moment of distress, of challenges, obstacles, heartache, what is it that you can glean from that season? What is it that you can learn from that season? Are you being strengthened in that season? so that when you go into your next, okay, you will be prepared. I look at it as sometimes grabbing up, you know how like you when leaves have fallen off of the trees and you could collect the trees, put them, I mean not the trees, the leaves, and put them in a plastic bag or trash bag. So almost like when you go through situations and you collect them, it helps to build your faith along the way. You then have another testimony and another one and another one and another one. And then that also helps to enlarge your territory when you come across people that are in similar situations. You now have like pretty much ammunition against the enemy and his forces because you have seen God, experience God bring you through. Okay. And so you just collect those along the way. This too shall pass. Okay. So y'all, I just pray everyone be encouraged on today. And just have a blessed day. You know, remember that word throughout the day. Now we're going to continue with our Black History Moment, y'all. We are learning. I don't know about y'all, but I have been enjoying this because I am learning some things that I can honestly say I did not know. Okay, and this morning's focus is going to be on the Black Panther Party, but when we hear the Black Panther Party, sometimes that can be associated with, you know, fighting for rights or carrying guns out in public, going against the police, and you know, just things of that sort. But in this particular instance, we're going to look at some things that were done behind the scenes that a lot of people may not have known about. Okay. And one in particular of a free breakfast program that they had for children. Now, y'all, I've worked at various schools, and most of those schools have been low income schools where the majority of the kids do eat free or reduced lunch, okay, or breakfast. Um, and what I will say, now the criteria to determine if your child um, qualifies for free or reduced lunch, they have this whole little formula about you have to be 100 at least at or 130% below the poverty level. First of all, I want to know what poverty level amount are they using? Has that changed over the years? Okay, when you think about that thing, has that changed throughout the years? Because y'all, the income, it seems like, does not change. It seems like everything else is going up but income. And what I would be curious to know is if they really calculated how much people are bringing in and how much they're going out, how much is going out. I want you something, love. I wanted to do something. What were you saying? Oh, you sent me something. Okay. Belinda, look, I was trying to figure it out. Thank you, Belinda. I love you. Thank you so, so much. I appreciate that. Um, Let me see, because I don't have it pulled up. Okay, thank you, Belinda, for that coffee. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Because if you think about it, y'all, people are bringing in money, but if you calculate how much money is going out on bills, on light bills, over $400-500 when lights used to be $100, $200, and now we are seeing bills over $600. Come on now, okay? Because way more people will probably qualify. Okay, way more people will qualify for free or reduced lunch when you got groceries, eggs, $7, but your income not moving, but everything else is moving. Okay, everything else is on the rise. So how are you calculating when you go to some of these places, when you apply for SNAP benefits? Okay, guess what they look at, and this is also something that needs to have some changes and some reforming. Okay, they go back. Now, say for example, you leave a job or you get fired. Okay. When you go and apply for food stamps, they'll say, oh, we need to see your last two paycheck stubs and they factor that in, then you may even get paid for that particular month that you're in, but then you don't have any other income. So my thing is this: y'all are asking about how much money is coming into this household, the number of people in this household. Oh, but y'all ask for expenses, but y'all don't include that. What is the point of asking for the number of expenses when you don't even calculate that? Because you know that if you calculate that this person is bringing in this amount of money with these number of people in the household, and let me add up all of these expenses, baby, everybody is going to qualify for a SNAP. Okay? Pretty much everybody, a lot of people will qualify for SNAP, and they don't want that. They don't want that. So let's just say, oh, you make 5,000, okay, but you not include the child care expenses, the high groceries, all of that. You're not including that. So these people pretty much, in order to qualify, you can't pretty much have nothing. No car, no high expensive house, and none of that. So people do resort sometimes to just lying. Okay, we've seen it. They just lie just to get their children some free food. And it's sad that you have to do that. Okay, it should automatically, at one point in time, everybody got it, whether they qualified or not. I think during the pandemic. And to me, it should be that way too. Now, if people want to bring their lunch, that's different. Hi, Karen, welcome. It's totally different. But if they really took into account everything that a person is paying out, a lot of people would need help. And it's nothing wrong with needing help from time to time. Okay? It's nothing wrong with that. Seasons change though. Like I was saying earlier, this too shall pass. But in the meantime, there are ways of getting help. And one way is through the free and reduced lunch at school for your children. Y'all would be surprised that some of the schools where I worked, those were the only times the kids did eat. Let me say that again. Those were the only times that the kids did eat was at school. Some kids, teachers, and me and a couple of my friends, we kept snacks hidden in our pantries or our cabinets at school. For the simple fact, you would get a child that would come up into your classroom. I just want to bring some background to this and why this program, the Black Panther Party, started was so important. I've seen it in action. Okay. You would have kids come into the school that was probably late to school sometimes, did not get a chance to go to breakfast, and they're sitting in your classroom, stomach growling. A child cannot learn properly if they have not eaten. It's impossible. Even as adults, we cannot learn if our stomach is growling. We're like thinking about, oh Lord, well, I'm going to go get something to eat. So guess what? We would sneak them some food and tell them to go stand in the hallway so the other kids wouldn't see. You want to protect their dignity and let them eat the honey bun or eat the muffins or something of that sort. And sad to say, some of those parents got food stamps, but just wasn't doing the proper thing with the food stamps. Okay, it happens. And this is why it's important. Breakfast is important for your children. Some are not breakfast kids. They are not. But encourage them to put something on their stomachs because it affects their learning. It really does. And so Carmen said, get your popcorn ready. My keyboard didn't want to get your name out, but I'm queen of this phone. So finally, good morning. Okay. Security. Okay. Yeah. So this is so important. And so back in 2022, 30.1 million students, over 60% of all public school students received a free or reduced price lunch through the National School Lunch Program. Over 30.1 million students, okay, receive that. Now, The U.S. Department of Agriculture administers the NSLP at the federal level, and nearly 100,000 public and nonprofit private schools participate in the program. And then their eligibility remained consistent for the 2023 school year. A student from a household with an income at or below 130% of the poverty income threshold qualifies for free lunch. So, for example, if you had a family of four in Texas, in order to qualify for SNAP, you could not go over $3,250 a month for your household. Okay, think about that. Some people's rent is 2,500 of that. Okay, then you got your cars. What if y'all both got cars? You got insurance, you got light bills sky high. Come on now. Like, how do you expect people to make it off of being 130% below the poverty level, the income? That's crazy. Um, let's see where. In addition, some groups of children, such as foster children and children participating in the Head Start and migrant education programs, are also eligible for free lunches through the National School Lunch Program. A student from a household earning between 130% and 185% of the poverty threshold qualifies for a reduced price lunch. Um, and so the percentage of students receiving free or reduced price lunch is often used to measure how many students live in poverty. That is sad. That's sad. And so with the Black Panther Party back in 1969, a group of children sat down to a free breakfast before school. So this was started back in 1969. And they would give them things like chocolate milk, eggs, meat, cereal, fresh oranges, and all of that. And so I want to show us a short video, and then we'll talk about this. It's very interesting.
The Panthers grew in influence and membership, so they pushed back from the state. The Panthers sought meaningful activities for members so that they could serve the community and strengthen the party and improve their public image. So they deployed community programs, and they quickly became a cornerstone of the party's activities nationwide. The Panthers community programs began in 1969 under Bobby Seale's leadership because Eldridge Cleaver had went into exile and Huey Newton was still in prison. And it marked an important transformation for the Panthers' political ideals. The idea was inspired by Mao Zedong's advice to revolutionaries in the Little Red Book, and Newton called for the Panthers to serve the people and make survival programs a priority within its branches. The Panthers launched its first breakfast program for children at St. Augustine Episcopal Church in West Oakland. The parishioner Ruth Beckford Smith coordinated the program. When the party decided to organize a breakfast program for children at St. Augustine, Beckford Smith volunteered to coordinate the program and help organize it. The first day of the program, it only served 11 children. By the end of the week, the program was serving almost 135 children a day. When Bobby Seale went to prison in 1969, David Hilliard, chief of staff for the party, took the reins of the party's organization. Hilliard continued to give priority to the development of the free breakfast program for children, and during his tenure, the program spread like wildfire, becoming the Panthers' most important activity. The breakfast program was an important public face for the party and also matched the Panthers politically and ideologically. The Panthers claimed to have fed 20,000 children between 1968 and 1969, and they said they hoped to feed almost 100,000 between 1969 and 70. These breakfast programs enjoyed widespread support within the Black community, and the free breakfast program adopted a rigorous routine. Members had to be at the site early in the morning in time to prepare the food and be ready for the children arriving before they ate and headed off to school. Transporting some of them from the home to the site and then to school was yet another vital offering and a logistical challenge. While children ate their meals, though, members taught them Black liberation lessons consisting of the Black Panthers Party's messages and Black history. Businesses donated food and supplies to the local Black Panther programs, mostly due to altruism and promotion of a positive community relations. But businesses that chose not to help faced
Thank you,
the Black
Carmen.
Panthers' wrath. At times, the Panthers' persuasion blended on harassment and sometimes strong arming. Far more common, though, was boycotts and picketing of businesses that refused to assist the programs. Equally common was the tactic of calling out or public shaming those that refused to help. Churches and other community based organizations that refused to sponsor or allow breakfast programs on their premises faced a similar treatment. Politically, the breakfast program shed a light on the government's failure to address childhood poverty and hunger. The U.S. government only spent $600,000 on breakfast programs in the fall of 1967.
Like back then, y'all, the government was not providing this breakfast. So the Black Panther Party decided to start this. Okay. And at the time, this militant black like nationalist party was vilified in the news. Okay. And they were feared by those intimidated by its message of black power and its commitment to ending police brutality during that particular time. Okay, before the students eating breakfast, the Black Panthers' politics were less interesting than the meals that they were providing. So they had a purpose. Okay, you got to know which bait to use. Okay, with kids and even adults, you can win over an audience. Kids will get engaged if you provide food and candy. Okay, I'm telling y'all, it works for children and it works for y'all. Okay, because I have been at meetings and people will be on their cell phones, not paying you any attention. But let you say I have some snacks, or you start putting candy down in the middle of that table. Baby, they will start listening. People start perking up. So these people knew what to do. Bring some free food. Okay. These kids are sitting there eating. They start getting into what you're talking about. Okay. We got some pancakes, some sausages. I'm telling you, it works every time. Every time. That's how we do. Y'all know we go out to eat, we get happy. Okay. We paying attention to everything.
Government sponsored breakfast programs grew rapidly as the Panthers pioneered their free breakfast program. And by 1972, government sponsored breakfast programs were feeding almost 1.8 million children out of the approximately 5 million children that qualified for such help. The success of the Panthers' free breakfast program for children led for the party to initiate free clinics and a range of other community programs. Many Blacks were poorly served by the healthcare system, and some of them had never seen a doctor. Once again, despite the healthcare initiatives within the federal government in urban areas, community residents only received limited, if any, healthcare attention. The Panthers ran free medical clinics that relied on volunteer services of local doctors, medical students, interns, residents, nurses, and community folks, as well as donated or low rent clinic space. These public run Panther clinics offer services to all who came, Black and non Black alike. Some of the cities, like in Baltimore.
And y'all, I just want to add right here, there are resources like this available even now. Okay. So, like, if you know that some people don't even have insurance or things of that sort, there are free clinics, health clinics, eyeglasses. What else? Food pantries, all kind of things. There and I told y'all about my season when me and my husband both were not able to work. That's during the time when I found out about the resources. Okay, because when you're working and you don't really need the help or the those resources, you don't think about that. You don't never think, oh, are there places that give kids free glasses, or there are resources out there so that you don't ever have to be without, okay, without food, without the mammograms, without whatever you need to get done. there are resources, and it's nothing to be embarrassed about. Okay, because believe it or not, some things are just for the community. It's not necessarily because of income. Okay, it's just they get free things. The government may have given them free things, and they want to give out and give back to their community. I know some of the cities around here, excuse me, they have philanthropists, okay, that have money, millions of dollars that they give to certain organizations just to pass out. Okay, but it's only for the people in that community to get those funds. Okay, whatever they use it for, and they probably tell them what they want to use it for. But so you just have to look around you if you need help, and it's probably right there by you. It's probably right there by you. So these things do take place even now.
The party formed coalitions with like minded individuals and groups to run free clinics with the community. For the party, the focus was plain and urgent to address within the limited resources a pressing healthcare concerns to poor Black communities that were sorely lacking in adequate medical facilities and professionals. The clinic's services included first aid, physical examination, prenatal care, and testing for lead poisoning, high blood pressures, and sickle cell anemia. If necessary, the clinic could refer to a specialist for follow-up care, and there were at least 11 clinics, and Chicago's Free Medical Center was one of the best run and
Morning,
most respected
Kathleen.
Panther Health clinics, serving almost 2,000 people in an initial 2 months. The medical teams in the clinics went door to door assisting people with their healthcare issues, and the clinic staff included obstetricians, gynecologists, pediatricians, and general practitioners. Still, despite these successes with the free breakfast program and the free healthcare clinics, COINTELPRO still aimed to dismantle the Black Panthers Party by targeting their social and community programs. No aspect of the Black Panthers programs was a greater concern to the FBI than the free breakfast
Wow.
program for children, which fostered widespread support for the Panthers' revolutionary politics. Hoover explained that the FBI primary aims in counterintelligence for the Panthers were to keep the group isolated from moderate Blacks and the whites in the community that support.
See, that's the part. See, you see how y'all notice a pattern, okay, from the different things that we're paying attention to. They wanted to attack the very thing that was bringing people really together and getting people help. Okay, why they knew that? Oh my gosh, if they're doing all of this and it's growing and people are getting help, oh my goodness, their Black Panther Party may continue to grow and grow and grow. It was a fear thing, okay? Intimidated. Just because you say you have Black power, or that you are what's the other words that we use now? Um, where you're recognizing and honoring Black history and things of that sort, that does not go against any other race. You're celebrating the essence of who you are and your people. And sometimes people get intimidated by that, thinking you're saying you're anti something else. No, that's not true. That doesn't mean you're anti anything just because you want to observe and celebrate who you are and the people that have done some great things that look like you. Okay. So that's a misconception. And I think this was an intimidation type of tactic to target the very things that were being used to bring people help, and to their message was getting out, and it could have been perceived that, oh my goodness, they will start to grow and get bigger and bigger and come up against us. You see what I'm saying? It's sad. If you don't use these programs, they will be gone. Use them. The food banks want you to use them. Thank you, Kathleen. Yes, that's what I'm saying. It has nothing to do with income, y'all. It's free stuff. Why would no one want to take advantage of free stuff? These kids eat up stuff. Okay, anytime somebody giving away something free, and I know about it, and I'm in the vicinity, baby. Hello, what are y'all giving away? Okay, fruits and vegetables, sure, because they eat that. Okay, so whatever they're giving away, water, that's less money you have to put out. Okay, so yes, I agree.
supported it. The FBI denounced the Panthers' efforts as a means of indoctrination and took extensive measures to undermine the Panthers' breakfast program. For example, agents sent forged letters and incendiary propaganda to supermarkets to persuade them not to provide food, impersonated parishioners, persuade churches providing space for their program, and regularly harassed and intimidated program participants, supporters, and party workers.
Mm.
As usual, if you like this, consider.
Wow, that's sad. So then it started intimidating the businesses that were helping them, churches opening their doors to them, um, and all of that. That is so sad, y'all. I mean, my thing is, what was the bigger picture? Kids being fed, like y'all weren't doing it at that time. There wasn't a free breakfast program for these kids. So then they started doing it. Wow. And it began, this program actually began in January 1969, at an Episcopal church there in Oakland. And it went from feeding like a handful of kids to hundreds of kids. Okay. The party members, those Black Panther party members and volunteers, they went to local grocery stores to get donations. They consulted with nutritionists on helpful breakfast options for the children, and then they prepared and served the food free of charge. Notice they said in the video they had to get there early, and prepare the food. They couldn't just come whenever they wanted to. No, they were organized. Okay, they did the footwork. How many of us do footwork? Well, we just get out into our communities and do different things. That's one thing that the company that I work for now, they believe in doing those things, and I'm excited to be there, to be a part of that, because I want to go out and help serve the homeless and do different things like that. Okay, these people believed in that. School officials immediately reported. Hold on, y'all, because somebody told me last night the TV was up loud in my video. Hold on. Okay, my apologies. I was like, oops, I guess I get immune to the noise in the background. Uh I didn't know it was up loud. Okay. Um yeah, so then you'll start seeing when kids are fed properly and taken care of the right way, y'all, their scores soar. They do. When they feel loved in an environment where they feel loved, they feel like they're a part of a family, it helps their academics. Being fed, it helps. Okay? It does. When they know that someone cares for them, it helps. I have seen the correlation. If they feel like you don't like them, they're not going to perform for you. Okay? They're not. If you're a teacher out there and the kids know you don't like them, they're not going to perform for you. If you show them that you care about them, they will do whatever to try to please you and try to do their best. They will. So, thank you, Aries. So, yeah, um, I really I wanted to celebrate and highlight the fact that the Black Panther Party wasn't just all about, oh, Black power. We're trying to stop police brutality, people being intimidated by them, and all of that. No, they were behind the scenes doing some things that even the government was not doing back then. Okay, 1969, feeding kids breakfast, having resources available for free for Blacks. So I want to highlight the things that are not highlighted, okay, and bring attention to those things that we didn't know about. I never knew about this. I'm telling you, in history, we hear about Stokely, okay? We hear about the part with the guns and all of this stuff. They're going to jail and all of this. Never did they tell us they had a free breakfast program. You know what I'm saying? Never did we hear that these people go around soliciting donations to feed kids. Never did we hear about that. Okay. They said one day, y'all, the night before the first breakfast program in Chicago was supposed to open, a female Black Panther. Oh, y'all, hold on one second. I apologize. Okay, my apologies. It was the hospital. I was like, oh, let me check. My husband was supposed to give him something yesterday that I gave him. He didn't give it to him. I'm like, now look at him, sir. Yes, so let me get back to what I was saying. So the night before the first breakfast program in Chicago was supposed to open, a female Black Panther, she said that the Chicago police broke into the church and smashed up all the food and urinated on it. Y'all, this is what they had to go through. Some of the stuff they had to go through. Now, why would you do that? Okay. Ultimately, these and other efforts to destroy the Black Panthers broke up the program. And in the end, the public visibility of the Panthers' breakfast programs put pressure on political leaders to feed children before school. The result of thousands of American children becoming accustomed to free breakfast, former party member Norma Mutumi, she had told The Eater, which was a magazine, was the government expanded its own school food programs. Interesting. So it took them doing this and then they caught on. Okay, after it was dismantled. This is sad. Okay. So in 1975, the school breakfast program was permanently authorized. Today, it helps to feed over 14.57 million children before school. And without the radical actions of the Black Panthers, it may never have happened. Wow. That is so sad. But we don't give credit where credit is due. Okay? You see how some stuff is left out? How did the breakfast program start? Why did the government just come up with that idea? It started here. And I wanted to highlight that and bring that to the forefront because some stuff was left out of the history books. Some things we did not learn about that I'm starting to learn more and more about. And this was a very critical move. It was something that is so needed. And I see it through the lens of also an educator because I see the impact it can have on kids when they eat and when they don't in the morning. I've seen kids hungry in the morning and it doesn't go well for them until they eat lunch. But like I said, I would have some snacks sometimes if they would eat it, hey, just so you can get through your morning. Some teachers don't do that though. It's not their responsibility anyways. But some do still do that. And then y'all, they try to get tougher with you on that, where they would try to scare teachers and say, y'all can't be giving kids food. Okay, well, what if they late? Y'all not about to have food sitting over to the side for them. Okay, so you want these kids to go the whole morning without eating. Like it's just crazy things. I mean, it's so crazy. So shout out to the Black Panther Party and their free breakfast program that they started back in January 1969 that sparked the launch of other breakfast programs. Okay. We're learning about the Black Panther breakfast, free breakfast program that the government decided to start after they helped to dismantle the Black Panthers. Okay. They got the idea from them, but we never learned about it. We never learned about that part. So, it's crazy, y'all. It is so crazy. And this is such a good deed to not let it go by. And not just the breakfast, but they also, as we learned, had other resources that were available, provided health care, free health care in places that people could go to check on themselves. A lot of things happen behind the scenes. Behind the scenes. Some stuff is not always up front. It takes work to get things like that going. So they were the originators of free lunch. I'm not surprised. Well, they started the free breakfast program. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. They sure did. Wow. Mm-mm-mm. So that is our moment in Black History today. Hi, Pammy Pooh. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Um, and y'all, just to shout out to because this just made me think about something too. Shout out to all of the educators. I came across a story that was disturbing, and they had a video because these kids keep their phones on and on ready. Okay, let something pop off. They will record it in a minute. Now, I don't know the backstory of what the student was upset about, but there is a video in the school. I used to work for this district too, y'all. I was like, oh my gosh. And there was it was at a middle school, and you could see on the video the teacher was standing at his door. Well, I don't know what the argument was about. The little boy walks up to the teacher, slaps the teacher. The teacher had a reflex, and all you could see before the camera cut off was the teacher going at it with that boy. And I think the little boy's mom said he had a busted lip. Um, but I guess, he's okay. Well, I guess you parents, we just gonna have to teach our kids to keep their hands to themselves because that's a natural reflex. Okay. I don't know anybody who's going to stand there and just let you slap them like that. I don't care if you're a student or not. And these teachers go through a lot in these classrooms. Okay. That one was just so caught on video, that incident, and it showed the little boy made the first move. So really, to be honest, it looks like self-defense in my situation. Then they have parents on there saying, I just don't know how things like this can happen. Baby, come sit at the school for about 2 hours. Talking about how you don't see how stuff like this could happen. It's happening every day. Okay, it's happening every day. It's so sad. Kathleen said, I'm making money, graduation money lies, so I'm listening. I know that's right. Hello. Queen said, being an educator is not easy. You're a teacher, therapist, coach, and sometimes advocate. I used to bring snacks for my kids and sanitary items for some of my female students. Yes, exactly, Queen. God bless you. That is so true. You'll be surprised. Some of these girls, they don't have proper, feminine products. Yes. Now, the nurse does. Some of them are embarrassed and they don't want to go to the nurse or even tell you. Okay. They get embarrassed. So you always have to have a level of comfort where your students feel comfortable talking to you about certain things. So many cultures have benefited from this program and still do. Yes, Carmen. So true. So true. Yes. So yes, y'all. That just kind of went in the vein of schools. Y'all pray for these teachers. Pray for these kids too. It's a different world out there, um, where it's a lot of anger. It's a lot of lack and respect for authority. And it's just some craziness going on also right now. We had limited resources, had to have fundraisers for field trips. Students and parents were cool. Admin and I didn't get along. Said I was too involved in students' lives, so I left. Are you serious? Wow. And you know, one of my friends, she's like that. She's an assistant principal now, but when she was a teacher, she has a whole Facebook page dedicated to her students where they share pictures. She keeps up with them. She's very involved. She goes to their graduations, all of that. So yeah, I get it. They don't like that, but I don't know why. You know, and you just did what you have to do, right? Like you said, fundraisers. Man, you had a heart. See, that's the thing. You have to get these teachers with heart to do it, because they do go above and beyond. It's not so much as, oh, let me go in here, do a lesson, go home. They forget the whole point of why you're a teacher. Okay, you get a lot of new teachers don't understand that. I used to donate extra things to the teachers so they could give the students a better start. As a community, we have stopped many of these things. COVID is instrumental in stopping much. Right. That's really good, Carmen. And you know what? Even as parents, we can do our part. You just made me think of that, Carmen. I need to take like some paper towels, some Kleenex, pencils up there, or have that sent to school by my daughter, because you know we buy that stuff at the beginning of the school year, but that stuff does not last the whole year. It doesn't. And so I need to do that. I'm glad you just said that. Yep. Well, y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. Okay, let everyone know about this live. Make sure you share it with your friends, your family, because maybe they didn't know about it either. Um, Queen said, I had a pantry for the students to get what they needed. Most of them came to my classroom, and students confided in me. Got all the hello. Okay, Queen. The students know about everything. You let them talk, baby. They will tell you the tea. They will tell you who go together, who into it. Get them comfortable enough. Okay. But admin stayed on my neck, told me to stop caring as much. That's sad. I don't like that. See, stuff like that, man, I used to bring mine to lunch, let the girls hang out. They telling you everything. You know what other teachers were doing, all kind of stuff. Don't let somebody talk about you and they around. Ooh, we heard such and such say X, Y, Z. Baby, they telling you everything. Then if you fussing at a student, they want to jump in. I got it. If I need backup, I'll let you know. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Karma. It really is. It really is. Yes, Aries, that can happen. It's sad that the admin, they don't want teachers there that develop relationships like that. That's the whole foundation of everything else. Are you developing those relationships with your kids? Okay, it goes back to, you have to know what bait to use. That's what some schools in these districts are missing. Y'all are so worried about this test and things like that, these new systems and curriculum. Y'all are missing the whole essence of what being an educator is all about. Are you there for kids? Are you there to care? Okay? All the other stuff gonna come. That part, they will perform for you if you get that right. If you get that part right. When you show them that you care, that they came to your door hungry and you had something to feed them. They're going to know that you care when they come to your door looking sad, and you pause and stop and give them a hug and ask them, is there anything you can do to help them? Just that one question showed them that you care. You didn't just say, oh, Billy over there with attitude, do you need to go to the principal's office? But you don't even know what he just dealt with at home. You're missing the point. You're missing the mark of being in education. And that goes from the top to the bottom. We are missing it. Education will not be the same until we get back to the root of why we have it and what our purpose is in it. It will not be the same if we get further and further away from that. And we have throughout the years, we have lost, like Queen. Seems like she was a phenomenal teacher because the things that you're saying, that is exactly what you need. All of those teachers, y'all, are retiring or they are gone to other careers. There are a few still left. But the ones that really did care, when things started turning in the education community the way that it is and the systems that are taking place, they got out of there. They retired. They're no longer there. And now, what you will get into these classrooms are people that are looking for vacation time, looking for a job. No, baby, this is not a job. This is a calling. I need to get a t-shirt made. It's not a job, it's a calling. You better be assigned to be a teacher. Okay? Because it's some stuff they're not going to be able to teach you in college. They can't teach you how to care for students. They can't teach you discernment. They can't teach you to be to not be selfish, unselfish, how to compromise, how to grow. Okay? Because guess what? Kids will teach you how to grow. They will. And you have to be humble. You have to see the lesson in the lesson. They can't teach you that in college. And it's a lot of people that are missing the mark in this education thing because all we're looking at are dollar signs. But we're not seeing kids, which goes back to the very essence of the Black Panther Party creating this free breakfast program. But then y'all want to dismantle it. Oh, and then now y'all started. Oh, and it's okay. But then you want people to live at or below 130% below the poverty level to be able to get some free food, but they can barely make it, so they can be dependent on you. Come on now. That's not the way. That's not the way. Queen said, I had a healing and venting circle in my classroom where students had a space at the end of class to talk and get stuff off their chest. Admin was mad at my test scores, said my students cheated. That's sad. That is so sad. And it wasn't that. It was because they had a high level of respect. You probably had expectations for them and they wanted to do it. The more you pour into them, they want to do it. You see, I can do it. I'm going to do it. If you say, oh, y'all will never be able to read, you'll never be able to learn, they won't, because you haven't spoken life into them. Pammy Pooh said, I totally agree, sis. It's all about the numbers and test scores. Exactly. That part. Made my students take the test 3 times, same scores. One of my students was in the top 10% of the district. As much as I tried to do what admin wanted, I couldn't do it, so I ended up leaving. Wow. Woo, that is so sad. I mean, that is horrible. Wow. And then you do have some out here cheating, but they don't get rid of them. I mean, it's crazy. And that's why a lot of people left, because of the different systems and things that are in place. It is so sad. You know, when are we going to wake up and see that things better change? Or are we going to lose all of the good teachers? I mean, it is so sad. And so, yes, that is my, I'll get off that soapbox. Okay. Because, baby, I'm telling you, I can talk about that all day. That is my heart, my passion. I can talk about it all day. But yet, so y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, say a prayer for these teachers and the students, this whole school system, okay? Because there are about to be some shakeups, some things happening in the education department. And yeah, let's just see how this goes. I used to get so excited when they would come to me with their grades. Unfortunately, when I left, a lot of parents protested, and she ended up having to shut down the middle school program for good. See? Yep. Because the parents know when they have good teachers, too. They know the good teachers. Yeah. They can tell. They can tell. Good morning, Latte. Hey, sis. Thank you for joining. They can tell. It's so crazy. You would want your school to get shut down, but you don't want to keep people that's going to be here to help your kids. It's so much politics involved. It really is. We were talking about it started off as the Black Panther the Black Panther free breakfast program. Then we went into a story of a young man slapping a teacher. Then we got into education, all things education. Okay, they're doing fine. My son had kind of got a little under the weather with his ear infection and fever skyrocketing. But my husband is doing way better. He said, "Thank you." I told him about that gift card you sent yesterday. He said, "This I knew he was back to himself." He said, "What?" I told him about everything. Aries, I told him about the blessing you sent. Because the other day, I just didn't get the reaction when I told him. That's why I was like, something up with him. Because he'll say, "Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. And he didn't that day. He just was like, "Oh, okay." But he just wasn't himself. And I said something. So I said, let me tell him again now that he awake more and stuff like that. So he was so grateful, y'all. He said we're gonna definitely go out to eat once he gets out and utilize that. Okay. Thank you, sis. I appreciate that. That was so funny. So yeah, we just got to get my son back on the up and up. I gave him a popsicle a while ago. He was happy about that. That keeps him hydrated and keeps that fever down. So I've been watching that all day. But y'all, I love y'all so much. Thank y'all so much. We will be back. I don't know what time. A little later, I'm gonna get a little work done, and then I'll come back with the next live. And then tonight we'll be live with just a little music, celebrating the 4K goal that we just accomplished here at the Open Book, and do a couple of giveaways. That'll be later on tonight. But thank y'all so much for joining. Make sure you hit the like, also subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell because you never know when I'm going to go live. Thank y'all, and y'all have a blessed day. Bye bye.